Hey everybody, Brian with Drooling Moose Hideaway, bringing you the second part of our wood mallet build. Now, I do have to tell you, we had a little bit of a technical problem and lost some of our footage. So you're going to miss a little bit. I'm going to tell you what happened. So basically, we just continued doing what we were doing, just knocking down the sides of the wood handle. Kind of alternated between the hatchet and the draw knife. Mostly use the hatchet and then the draw knife after to sort of clean it up a little bit, and just sort of thinned it out, and we shaped the handle of our mallet. And you'll see here in just a second the shape we went with. Now this is the nice thing. When you're making your own tools like this, tool handles and whatnot, it's fully customizable. You make it to whatever is good for your needs and your preferences, right? So the shape of the handle I made might work for me. What might work for you might be a slightly different shape in the handle. You may taper it differently or put a belly in it, and that's where you just kind of do it how you want. But we got our shape down, we got it shaved down, and then what I did is I took a heavy rasp, and just rasped it, just knocked off the sharper edges on it, and then we went and we cut it down shorter. So we cut a little bit off the head, and we cut a bunch off the handle as well to get it to the length, weight, and balance that we were looking for with the shape of the handle. Now I suggest doing it like we did it, where you make it a little bit longer, and then as you shape down that handle and get a feel for it, you can decide how you want to cut it down. That way it's balanced and weighted in a way that works for you. All right, so we have our wood mallet here, and what we've done is we've cut down the length that we want. We've shaped the handle into the basic shape that we want on this. We've got a good weight and balance to it that's going to work, for me anyway. So now we've cut this down. We have sort of carved it down with the hatchet, and now and then we rasped it. Now we have all this rough area here. Now what I try to show you guys is how to do these things by hand with as few materials and tools as possible generally. Hey everybody, Brian here. Just wanted to cut in and remind you that this is part 2. If you want to view part 1 of this project, check it out right here. Thanks. So what I'm going to show you here is that instead of using sandpaper to sand this, we're going to use liquid sand in the form of a piece of broken glass. Now, if you're going to use this, I do highly recommend you wear a pair of good gloves, you know, because you know, you don't want to cut yourself, obviously. But all we do is we take the edge of this glass and we just rub it on here, okay? Just like this. And we're sanding this handle down. This is gonna smooth it all out, just like this. And you guys want to make sure you use a sharp edge from a broken piece of glass. So this came out of a broken window pane from a door that we'd bought that already had a broken window, and there was a little piece of glass left in it. The factory edge that was down below is rounded, so it's not sharp. That's really not going to do what we want it to do. We want to take the jagged and broken edge, and you just use the edge of that here. And this is going to smooth our handle down, okay? We do this quite a bit. Again, always use caution. Try to get a piece of glass with as few, real, sharp, nasty edges as possible. This one isn't necessarily ideal because we've got this sharp kind of point on here, but it's what I had available. So if you've got, some old broken glass or an old glass bottle or jar that you don't use, that you don't mind putting in a sack and smacking with a hammer or whatever. Or you may just have some sandpaper handy, and that's fine. I'm just trying to show you guys alternate ways of doing this. And this takes a while, just like sanding. We're going to smooth this out. And you can see right here, this is already getting really smooth right here. This is nice. I like this. less smoothed out. I think from here it's just going to be you know, a little bit of use, a little bit of sweat and wearing hands and stuff that are going to really smooth that down. And the only thing I'm going to do, and this is optional, this is completely optional, I think it just kind of makes it look nicer. We're going to take this bark off, the top part. You don't have to do this. You can use it with the bark, and eventually the bark will kind of get beat up and fall off. So we're just going to peel the bark off here. And real nice and simple. Just get it peeled off. This is going to be nice looking. How nice is this going to be? Huh? Look at that. And there we go. Voila, that's got a little bit of sap still, a little moisture underneath there. That'll dry out pretty quick there. And there we go. There's only one.